Hello and welcome. You're watching the national debate. I'm Padmaja Joshi. We are at a time when already it is announced that the Ram temple is going to be opening its doors to devotees at the beginning of 2024, and the survey on Gyanvapi is already underway. The Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh has already spoken about a possible solution coming from the Muslim community. Is it safe to say that Mandir politics is again going to be a dominant theme in the election discourse come 2024? Joining us on the debate, we have Professor Sangeet Ragi, political analyst. We also have Dr. I.N.D.I.A, spokesperson of the BJP, Tehseen Poonawalla, political analyst, Prashant Kanodia, spokesperson of the RLD. We have senior journalist Ashutosh and national spokesperson of the AIMIM, Waris Pathan, also joining us on the national debate. Let me start with you, Professor Sangeet Ragi. Simple question. 21st century, do people vote for the temple anymore? Whether it be the Ram temple, whether it be Gyanvapi, whether it be Mathura.
It is not about temple. It is about the identity of Hindus. And certainly the people are going to vote for it, number one. Number two, in all elections, there are a couple of issues which anchor the election. And they are adjoined by other issues. So I think that even in 2024, the temple issue, Article 370, triple talaq, uniform civil code, they are going to be the issues, important issues. But at the same time, don't forget that the India, which was at the 9th position, has now reached to have come to the position of 5th largest economy in the world. They will not forget that India is coming out to be one of the most manufacturing upcoming hubs in the world today. They will not forget that India during the Modi regimes had the largest, foreign reserves today. They will not forget that it has reached the stature which India never found in the past in the global political dynamics. So all these things, along with the benefits that has got transferred to the people of this country in terms of the welfare schemes, that has completely redefined the formula and the definition of the social justice, which was earlier paid only the lip service by the non-BJP political formations. So
Ashutosh,
all these things are going to matter in this election.
And money in my bank account, both side by side, will decide who people vote for.
Bank account will decide. Obviously, there's no doubt about it. Because they're talking
but
about
both are happening, says Professor Ragi. Money is also coming and Mandir is also
I'm coming to that. Where the money is coming, I'm going to just explain it. They're saying that India has become the fifth largest economy in the world. There's no doubt about it. India is the fastest economy in the world. There's no doubt about it.
No, I'm talking about the direct
I'm coming to that.
BJP has.
What they don't tell is that in the per capita income, India is placed 127th in the world.
The per capita income had
behind Pakistan and behind Bangladesh.
It has doubled from the
even the Pakistan, the common man in the Pakistan is much better off in Bangladesh than in India. They don't explain that.
Don't make yourself
I didn't disturb.
I'm not disturbing. But you are making.
I didn't disturb.
By saying that Pakistan is better than India, you're making yourself the subject of laughter.
They're disturbed now. The point is, don't tell the half-truth. And don't forget in 1992, when the Babri Masjid was demolished, the 4 BJP governments were also sacked. And when the election happened after Babri Masjid, people taught them a lesson. They couldn't come back to power in three states. In the 4th state, thanks to the Bharat Singh Shekhawat, because he wasn't a hardcore RSS, so he couldn't manage to form the government. So if they're living in the paradise that the Ram Mandir temple again will install them in the government, that is not going to happen. Because today what is happening, that there is an all-time high unemployment in the country. The India is 5th largest economy because 1% of the population commands 40.2% of the wealth of the country.
Okay,
what about the rest of the country people?
Okay, the more substantive point made over there. So let's take the example of 1990. When you had, I want to show you a graph, in fact, that I have. Here you see when the 1990 Rath Yatra happened. It is after that the vote share of the BJP actually began to climb up. Take a look from 1984, where they stood at 7.4%, to 1991, where they had climbed up to 20%. Is it a sheer coincidence then, Dr. Ajay Alok, that before election,
Not at
you
all.
talk of the Mandir.
It's not a sheer coincidence.
7.4% to 20%.
85 onward, the Ram Mandir movement started. Much before that, the Ram Mandir movement started. Because we wanted to build them, because it concerns the faith, it concerns the religion, it concerns the emotions of the people of this country, which has been constantly neglected in the last 75 years.
Waris Pathan, Dr. Ajay Alok says both go hand in hand. There will be development also. You'll talk about the poor also. We'll build a Mandir also, because that is about your identity. It is about honoring your religion. Waris Pathan, this is not for votes.
Yeah, well, Padmaja, the BJP has already started their election campaign for the 2024, and the main agenda for that is polarization. The BJP has now come down to Gai, Ganga, Danga, Mandir and Masjid, because they have totally failed in the 9 years of providing employment, for ensuring that people get the rise in the prices of fuel go down. No, nothing. They haven't done anything for that. So now, and kindly imagine Chief Minister of a state from the BJP, who has taken oath on the constitution, comes before the nation and says that Muslimon ko aake samne se pehl karna chahiye, very well knowing that the matter is sub judice, was pending in the court for deciding whether an ASI service is required or no. But no, because he knew people are asking me questions to divert the mind of the nation, he came before this. Second thing I say, why the polarization technique? Because Modi said, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. Where is the Sabka Saath? When calls for genocide of Muslims are given openly by Hindu Mahasabha people or by his own BJP leaders, by his own BJP MPs, he is silent, he is quiet, he does not utter a word. And what we see in the broad daylight, Muslims are being mob lynched. So people are angry. He talks about Pasmanda Muslim. What has he done for the Pasmanda Muslim? They have reduced the minority budget in the last budget session, what we saw. They talk about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. But when it comes to Beti Bachao, Bilkis Banu, who's the daughter of this own country, who was gang raped, whose mother and sister were gang raped and murdered. Subsequently, they were killed.
So are you
Bilkis
saying
Banu
Mandir is only being used to polarize?
Years in the court.
What's
and
the connection in all this?
And when her accused were in jail, Modi government gave them remission and they gave them ticket to contest elections. No, why I say Mandir? Because now they have lost on the original thing. They have lost. People are asking them questions.
Let me ask one question.
When will we get employment? 2 crores jobs were to be provided. That is a farce. They did not give that. Now, to divert the mind of the nation from these basic issues, now Manipur is there. No violence is there. This is a total failure of the BJP government, a total failure of the Khattar government.
No violence.
No, let's not go into no violence right now.
So they are,
his basic point is, Sawal Nupe, you say Mandir. Question on Manipur, you say Mandir. Question on jobs, you say Mandir. Mandir is a panacea.
That is their plea. That is the alibi they are taking always. It is they who do the polarization. Now on Shiv Bhag, there is a firing from all across the mountains, and they are there to take the shelter. And they're saying that Hindu Mahasabha is giving for call for Muslim genocide. Look at the duplicity of him. He doesn't even have the courage to condemn that incident. That what Muslims have done is wrong. You cannot do that.
We have seen.
You cannot do that. You are yourself very fanatic Muslim. Your whole party has that kind of an ideology. What you have done in Hyderabad? What you have done in Hyderabad? What you do everywhere?
Without the state,
you just spill out venom, nothing else, and then you talk of polarization. You yourself, the party which has all Muslimin in its name, when you talk of polarization,
in Delhi, the capital,
you want to be the Muslim League of this country, you talk of polarization. You don't feel ashamed also. You don't feel ashamed, neither your leader.
Okay, your case is...
Musalmano. Do you know any other word other than this?
Okay, your case is, this is about polarization. Please respond, Professor Sangeet Ragi. Then I want to go to a next specific theme. This is about polarization. Mandir is a tool for polarization.
Look at, Ram Mandir movement. You talked about the shooting of, the graph of the BJP percentage of the vote. If you look at, because I was part to that movement, somewhere I was attached to that movement, Lal Krishna Advani was always talking throughout the way the Nehruvian secularism, the spurious, bogus secularism practiced in this country. He was also talking about Hindu growth rate under the non-BJP political formations, primarily the Congressism. So why people voted in favor of the BJP? It was a complete demolition of the Nehruvian framework, which was in practice in India. So the bogus secularism, in the sense that on the one hand, secularism was equal to, just appeasing the Muslims in this country. And most of the commentators have right now accepted. The secular fanaticism has done greater harm to the greatest harm to
So that's fine. That was 1991. What about 2023? Why are we returning to Mandir in 23?
It is very important. It is very important. It's not in binary. The moment you look at the prism of the politics, you always look in terms of the binary, either development or Mandir.
Okay.
No, both can go side and side. The cultural capital of this country cannot be sacrificed at the altar of this bogus secularism, which the left champion and my friend, Asutosh always, talk about.
You may think that Mandir is going to attract a vote of a certain community, but people in India do not want any disharmony. Like what happened after the case of the demolition of the Babri Masjid, like Ashutosh said, BJP governments could not regain power in 3 states. Similarly, even if you have made the Mandir right now, the state of disharmony, alleged disharmony in the country is going to make even Hindu voters wary of you.
First of all,
Mandir will not be enough to placate them.
There's no doubt about it. I already told you that Mandir is not a poll issue for us. Mandir is the poll issue for the opposition because they are in a constant hatred for Mandir. If you speak to them about Mandir, they'll start giving you whimsical, fancy reasons. No, why Mandir? Why this is disturbing the communal harmony? They don't think of cultural nationalism of this country, what we think. Today, if a chief minister of a state has a guts to say to Muslims that please come and give a solution for Gyanvapi, and it should come from your side that it was a historical mistake and let's rectify it, then that means he has the conviction and he has the audacity to say this. This is the empowerment of this country, and this country has seen that. As far as development goes, when we go to the poll, we'll say governance, governance, and governance. Is an inclusive development of all 1.3 billion people. It's not about the individual community, what they have been doing. It's not empowering one family. It's empowering everyone, may it be Hindu, Muslims, or whatever. Okay. And when we'll go to the people seeking votes on that. And let me tell you last but not the least. They always say that we'll divide Hindus on the basis of Mandal and then we'll consolidate on the vote of appeasement. Forget this. These are the things of 90s. We have gone on a tectonic shift in the politics.
Who says that we divide?
We have seen a tectonic shift, and today you are fighting with a leader who has a Mandal in his head and Kamandal in his heart. So just think about it, how you're going to come up.
No economy anywhere, but can I? I don't know why the BJP always gets offended when you talk about, because he said cultural nationalism, when you talk about caste census, because that is what your counter is. And why do they have a problem with jiski jitni sankhya bari, uski itni hissedari? So why do you have a problem with that? Now let me give data, sir. Don't interrupt. Don't be ill-mannered.
Just advancing the argument of Muslim League.
Doesn't matter.
That the proportional representation on the basis of religion.
Padmaja, are you going to control the debate? Thank you.
Whenever you talk about the OBCs and the Dalits, they have a problem.
Why do you? No, there's no time. Why do you equate the OBC and the Dalits to Muslim League? This is your mindset that you equate them to the Muslim League. Don't do that.
Please
understand the mindset of the Congress party, which always thought that the Hindus are divided and 20% Muslim consolidated vote bank.
Let me give your viewers data. I'm not dividing. I'm uniting. How many, because he spoke about the Honorable Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, how many SC fellow citizens of ours today are police commissioners, SP or DMs today?
So then we talk about the issue at hand. Tehseen, we have a very simple question.
Man, if you don't want me to speak, I'll keep quiet.
I want
allow me to give
speak.
my justice.
No,
because the question was on caste census.
No, it wasn't.
It was on caste census.
That is not the question.
Your introduction was on caste census.
It wasn't. My question is very
maybe I heard wrong, but I think my other panel, did you hear caste census? It was. Therefore, I'm giving data. If you don't want that data, that's fine.
My question right now is very specific.
So are we not discussing caste census? So why did he say that we are dividing on caste?
My question to you is very specific. My question is this. You are suggesting that the temple is being used as an excuse to make up for their other shortcomings. Ajay Alok is saying, we are building the temple as an article of faith. In the elections, we will go with the slogan of development, development, development. Then what is the problem in building a temple?
Ajay Alok also spoke about a caste census, which you did not allow me to speak about. Let me answer on the temple. Please build temples. Nobody out here is against building temples. No one is saying no temple is not an article of faith. But the enemies of the Hindu
no temple is article of faith.
All temples are article of faith. No one is against it being an article of faith.
Also talk about building mosques.
But no, forget the mosque. Forget the mosque. No. The enemies of young Hindus and young.
That's what Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas.
No, I will not talk.
Okay,
why even because the mosque? I'm telling you, mosques have already outnumbered temples in this country.
Okay, gentlemen, let him finish his time. Yes.
The enemies of Hindus and Muslims is exactly the same: unemployment, hunger, lack of opportunities, lack of growth, lack of development. When my friend Ashutosh says 1% control 40% of the resources, that 1% includes overseas kids and includes Shivraj Singh Chauhan's kids and includes
Gandhi
Gandhi family. Sir, if you want
Why don't you take the name? What's your problem?
Why are you heckling? Yaar? Come on.
What's your problem taking the name?
Can you be a
Point
moderator?
taken.
No,
Point
it's not. I'm not getting a single punch in. We've not interrupted. I want to get my punches in, please. Why is it that the chief ministers of BJP ruled state, their kids go abroad for the best
What's that
education?
got to do with the
That has
temple
got to
naming?
do because when you use faith, you are misusing faith. Faith does not teach you hatred. They use faith as an instrument of hatred. They misrepresent faith under the cloak of a big thing. Allow me to finish one line. I don't say there is Hindu terrorism. I say there is Sangh terrorism. Sangh terrorism exists from the time of what Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel said. There is Sangh terrorism, not Hindu terrorism. There is Muslim
you are
terrorism.
like Rahul Gandhi,
There is
you will be-
fanatism on the other side.
And you will be dragged in the
There
court.
is Sangh terrorism which R.K. Singh spoke about. And you are indulging in violence because you want violence so that the country does not progress.
Okay, religion-
On data,
No, hold
in
on.
data, he
Hold on,
says it's
you
a
made your
manufacturing.
point.
No, I didn't. In manufacturing, he says India's growing. India's in this GDP 7%
So
growth.
this is not
the
about manufacturing. Can I please take your question and have
Well,
him
he-
answer
when
it?
you- he gets away with
Religion
lies.
is the opium of the masses. It has been said often. Tehseen Poonawalla says that the BJP leaders' children are happily studying abroad, but the masses are being kept under the nasha of the opium of religion.
Let me tell you. Read Charles Tilly. He's writing about no. He's writing about American nationalism. It was the religion which was the backbone of American nationalism. Let me come to Britain. It was the print capitalism which was, the publication of the Bible.
So why
in the
doesn't
masses.
Shivraj Singh Chauhan's kids go on the
Allow
street
me,
to protect
allow me,
religion
allow me, please.
or protect nationalism?
Allow
Why
me,
don't
allow me.
Hemanta Biswa Sharma
See,
kids
ask
go on
the
the road to
question, see,
protect?
ask the question.
Arey, nationalism, why don't their children go on the road? Why don't their children go on the road?
Now let
Why
him
is it poor kids on the road with swords? Why don't their kids pick up swords and go on the road to protect nationalism?
Allow me.
That's my question.
Allow me
Simple
answer.
question is,
Allow me.
Why don't you go on the streets with
how
swords?
many in your family
Okay.
are member of the Bajrang Dal?
Okay, let him finish his point.
Tell me.
Let him finish his point.
Government's economy.
Okay, this
Knowledge
is
economy.
just since I can understand.
How many in your family are the member of the Bajrang Dal? How
And
many
have gone on the streets
from
with
the
swords?
Amit Shah's family are the member of the Bajrang Dal?
Okay, let him-
Shivraj Singh Chauhan's
Is in Middle East
son and daughter are
everyone.
Let him finish his point. We are making a serious point here about cultural nationalism. Please finish your point and then answer the question also.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, first let me answer. I expected a very intelligent question from Ashutosh because I consider him well-read and intellectually, not perverted, as he said, but intellectually. But the question he asked was just like you find at the pan wala dukan or chai.
Okay, let's not make this about individuals.
This is the classist attitude we are fighting
number one.
against.
Gentlemen,
Now calling people panwala. That
Now pan wala,
Let's not
pan
become
se dukan par jo
Please,
gossip hota hai na,
we are having an
वैसा
intelligent
question.
debate. We're talking about cultural nationalism.
What I'm saying,
Finish your point.
what I say, what I wanted to,
mindset we are fighting
Please,
against. This
sir.
mindset.
Please,
Don't let it
finish.
what
Yes.
I wanted to convey that religion performs a very vital, function in formation of a nation, in consolidation of a nation. After all, why do you find that religious conversions the Islamist forces and the Christian forces are doing? If you read Gandhi, I'm telling you, don't laugh at. Gandhi was highly critical of the Christian missionaries. Somebody asked Gandhi, why don't you come openly? He said, go and ask Munje, because religious conversion means denationalization. What the church is doing in the Northeast, I can tell you, it is
Northeast is
involved in disruptive activities.
I'm not sure who's
It
government.
is involved in
let's
disruptive
finish the
activities.
Who's
What I'm saying that, why,
Come on. How can you allow them to
Why
get
are
away
we-
with this?
You will get your time to respond, but why are you heckling? We are turning this into a shouting match.
because the minute we respond with data, we are
But you are taking it off track. You are welcome to present all the data you want, but stick to the
Poonawalla,
topic. Please do
he's
not
gone to
derail the
Northeast.
conversation.
my dear friend, no majority would like to be converted into minority.
What
in a
has this
country.
got to do with the issue of the temple and religion being the opium of the masses?
Yes, what I said that this is one version of, and I can tell you that those who talked about this opium of the masses, I have visited Moscow several times. when you visit there, they would first say that this is our
Why don't
church.
we talk about
This is our
unemployment?
church.
That is the issue.
Okay.
Come on, those who raise the slogans, they have been, they proved to be the murderer of democracy.
Just one line.
They have been proved a murderer of human rights.
Just one line. He didn't answer the question, so I'm going to repeat the question. If there
Religion is not the opium of masses. Religion is not the opium of masses in my
It's
views.
in such a bad shape and it's being converted. Why doesn't Jai Shah Ji or Shivraj Singh Chauhan Singh go there to protect nationalism and religion? Why is Jai Shah Ji's son in Dubai hanging around with sheikhs and promoting IPL? Why is this burden of nationalism only on the poor Indian? That is
what
the
it has
question,
to do
sir.
with it?
Because you don't have jobs to talk about, you do this. Why don't you answer
Irrelevant
specific
questions you are
sir?
asking. Irrelevant question you are asking. That somebody is talking about Veda, then you will be saying that, oh, why did you study?
The Ram Temple and Kashi and Mathura could be a tool for cultural nationalism, resulting in mobilizing a vote bank.
Definitely. As I see, like Narendra Modi, since coming in power in 2014, he got a lot of things, demonetization, he did a lot of things, he did 370, everything is failed, completely failed. And after 9 years, he is going again for the Gyanvapi. BJP's fanatics Hindus are going behind the Gyanvapi masjid they want to create because after Ayodhya, they didn't have any single issue because what they will say in the public, what we did. They did nothing. They just fooled the common people of this India in the name of employment, in the name of religion. There are 2 crore employments. They don't have to, and they talk about caste census. Why don't they agree on caste census?
Yeah.
Isn't it inclusive?
Yeah.
Doesn't it says about the once you counted people, you can make the good policies for them? They don't agree because for them, Mandir is the institution to create an oppressive society. They don't want to give justice to the Dalits of the nation. They don't want to give justice to the OBC of this nation.
How does making a Mandir create oppressive society?
Look at the Ayodhya temple. Tell me one SC, ST, OBC has got the representation in the Mandir. Trust, they did the land scams.
Who was Kameswar Paswan, by the way? Who was Kameswar Paswan?
So
Do you know who was Kameswar Paswan?
who was Kameshwar Paswan?
You tell me. It is
In
quiz.
your Ayodhya,
It is a quiz
in your
question.
Ayodhya,
It is a quiz question.
no,
Who was
in your
Kameswar Paswan?
Ayodhya temple, do you have
Do you know
any
right
person
from
in a trust who is
1993
coming from a Dalit community or OBC community or from ST community?
Training
No, you
pujaris
don't have.
for temples.
You don't have.
You don't know it.
You don't have. Why
I
don't
don't
you agree
know
on
it.
caste census? Why don't you agree on caste
Okay,
census?
sir, first of all,
Yes.
Your
I want to
Prime
answer.
Minister,
I want to answer.
the Prime Minister
I am also the
shamelessly
petitioner.
puts a
I'm also the
poster on the
petitioner. Let me
ITO
answer.
saying that they have 27 OBC
Gandhi
ministers,
family
they have
is working
15
on
SC
the-
ministers.
In Cambridge Analytica, divide the Hindu society along the caste line.
Okay, hold on. I
We
think
are anti-casteist movement.
Hold on.
We are the party of anti-caste movement. BJP is the party of casteist movement.
Right
That's
now,
the
I think
difference.
Prashant Kanodia made a very important point. You said that the temple is being built to oppress society.
Yeah.
I think you should expand on that. What
Absolutely.
exactly do you mean? How is a temple
Masjid are built
about
to,
oppression of
create
any society?
emancipation of emancipation and social justice.
We have seen how
That is why
our
the
How
honorable
does a temple
multitude
oppress
of
society?
Yeah, we
Pancharva.
have seen how our ex-president of India, Ramnath Kovind ji, was treated in the Mandir. We know how ex-SCSC Commission, PL Punya was treated in the Mandir. We know how Meera Kumari ji was treated in the Mandir. That's how you do. That's how you treat your Indian. That's how you treat your President of India.
Okay, Mr. Kanodia, first of all, the Ram Janmabhoomi Bhumi Pujan was done by a Prime Minister who is an OBC. He himself
He
is an
has
OBC.
put himself in the OBC. He is not OBC.
Okay, other than that, you know that one of the primary figures of the Ram Janmabhoomi movement was Uma Bharti. Uma Bharti herself is an
कामेश्वर
OBC.
पासवान ने उसके फाउंडेशन में ईंट पहला रखा है
उसी ने रखा
उनको पता
राम
ही
मंदिर
नहीं
के
है
निर्माण में
Does the road to power always go through temple towns for the BJP? The classic example quoted is that of what happened in the 1990s
Okay, let's sum up.
and the Yatra.
Let's sum up like this. Fine, road to power goes through temple. So, start abusing temple. Start.
Why should we?
Start.
You all want it. Who's up?
If you are saying road to power through temple,
So you are admitting.
no. If they think that the road to power goes through temple, then I guess I don't know how they ruled for the last 75 years or 70 odd years. And if they think so that BJP is ruling because of temples, it's your thinking, sir. Please go to the people and say BJP always does Mandir, so they come
You
to
said
power.
voting,
Please don't do Mandir. People will listen to you.
Road to power is
It's a
right, not
narrative.
temple.
It's a narrative. In their own narrative, they are being trapped. I cannot help you guys.
Prashant Kanodia, does the whole issue of temple make other opposition parties nervous? That is why everyone sidesteps it. Whenever the Samajwadi Party, for example, is asked specifically about Mathura, they will never talk about it. Whenever they were asked specifically, because, I mean, ultimately it is about Krishna Janmabhoomi. They are from a community that is historically worshippers of Krishna. So this is, in a sense, the Ram Band which the BJP wields, and it makes the opposition uncomfortable. True or false?
No.
Jittery.
No, it doesn't make opposition uncomfortable because first of all, we believe in a constitution. If constitution has an act which says that there is Worship Act 1991, which says that there has to be no change in any religious structure. So we believe in a constitution. They should say that they don't believe in constitution. And first of all, they should also clear the Gyanvapi or the Mathura wala issue. Is it a Astha ka issue or is it a civil matter? If it is a civil matter, why they should go in a court and contest on a Astha base? They will never contest on a Astha base. It's a civil matter. So because they don't know what they did in 9 years, they have basically brought country down.
Why Sibal was arguing in the court?
I am not a Sibal spokesperson.
No, you're a person close to you.
He's from I.N.D.I.A.
Right, and what cases?
He's from I.N.D.I.A.
Why does Sibal always side with the either Islamist
Why
forces
Shankar Prasad
or Islamist forces?
Why he went to jail?
You know,
he signs the those who go to jail. What logic?
Here is the logic, and I don't see how Subrata Roy Sahara comes into this. The logic was, just a second, the logic was, hold on a second, the logic was this, that it was Kapil Sibal who went to court in 2018 and said that please...
But we are not the spokesperson of the Kapil Sibal. You ask Kapil Sibal. You supported. Ask. He's not I.N.D.A.
He is I.N.D.A. He is from SP support. He is from SP support.
He is independent.
He is from Samajwadi Party support.
Check your facts.
Don't be dual.
Don't be dual. He's been
They are so much in Panja. Let me tell you, you guys have been so much of fear that you even use your lawyers to go and present in Supreme Court. Hujur, 2019 का चुनाव प्रभावित हो जाएगा, राम मंदिर पर भी फैसला टाल दीजिए. You guys have that kind of mentality. You have been exposed in front of the people of India. आपके perverted Hindus बदलो अपने
नेता को भगवान राम पे भरोसा नहीं है कि 2024 का चुनाव जितवा देंगे. तो कह रहे हैं गांव-गांव जाओ, गली-गली जाओ, लोगों से कहो भैया हमने कुछ किया है. भगवान राम पे भरोसा नहीं है इनको.
But isn't that the idea of development and faith going side by side?
I'm talking about the Prime Minister.
Exactly.
Prime Minister कह रहे हैं कि don't rely on the Ram Mandir to win election. इसका मतलब भगवान राम पे भरोसा नहीं है कि चुनाव जितवा देंगे.
आप भरोसा कर लो.
गली जाओ.
अरे आप भरोसा कर लो.
गली जाओ.
अरे आप भरोसा कर लो. कुछ what I told you. They are being trapped in their own narrative. I cannot help you guys. I have real pity for you. Think. Go prepare for 2029.
Tell me this. Now you are doing a classic case of you're doing a classic case of.
मतलब क्या है? Italian national-led destructive international agency.
Okay. Let's not get into that. My simple question is,
आप लोग
what you have done.
PAK. Please allow Kamal. You change to Pak.
Okay. What essentially the argument you have given is chit bhi meri, pad bhi meri. If the Prime Minister would have gone to the voters and said, Ram Mandir ke liye hamare ko vote dijiye, then you would have said, look, he is a Hindutva supremacist. Now he is saying कि सिर्फ राम मंदिर के नाम पे वोट मत मांगिए, आप गरीबों के नाम पे वोट मांगिए, आप काम के नाम पे वोट मांगिए. You are like, राम पे इनको भरोसा ही नहीं है, इसीलिए ये गरीबों की बात कर रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल.
आपने तो चित भी मेरी पट भी मेरी हो गया.
आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं.
तो अच्छी बात है ना, वो राम की भी बात कर रहे हैं.
मेरी बात तो कंप्लीट हो जाने दो. अगर इनको भगवान राम पे भरोसा होता कि भगवान राम जो है इनको वोट दिला देंगे, तो 2024 में कहते ना.
पर वो कह रहे हैं हम राम के नाम पे वोट मांगेंगे ही
नहीं, ये नहीं कहा. ना उन्होंने ये नहीं कहा. उन्होंने कहा कि हमारी आस्था का विषय है, ये राजनीतिक मुद्दा नहीं है. On Ram Mandir to win election. These are exact words. These are exact words. So now he has realized कि भगवान राम भी उनसे नाराज हो गए हैं, उनकी पॉलिसीज को देखकर, उनकी पॉलिटिक्स को देखकर कह रहे हैं कि अब इनके नाम पे वोट नहीं मिलने वाला.
पीएम ने काम नहीं बोला.
आपने स्पिन दिया.
I'm only saying is this government lacks confidence that they can win election.
After all, he is a good friend of Kejriwal.
So the government that shows there's a lack of confidence in the government itself. Whatever the results, I'm not going to talk about it. Whether they are going to win elections or lose, I'm not an astrologer. I'm saying that shows there's a lack of confidence in winning election in 2024. It's very simple. So they will use everything. टेंपल भी खड़ा करने की कोशिश करेंगे,
क्यों ना करें,
गरीबी को भी खड़ा करने को सब कुछ करेंगे.
अच्छी बात है ना,
अच्छी बात है.
Good.
Appreciate.
But don't feel rattled. Don't.
You are jittery.
First time I'll see Prime Minister
You are jittery.
looking very confused. Have you ever seen him preparing election in 8 months in advance? No. Last time he didn't. This time he has to. He's meeting individual MPs, individual MLAs, individual leaders, collecting 38 political parties. Did he do the same thing in 2019? No, he did not.
Round the
So
clock
that means he knows the ground is very
suppose-
bad for him, and it is going to be very difficult for him.
Okay, you're looking rattled. I'll tell you 2 examples why. Fine, the Gyanvapi survey is happening. Why did Yogi Adityanath need to speak about it? Why did he bring up the issue and give it, make it so big so that it becomes a political issue? Ashutosh's contention is he deliberately did it because he knows that 80 seats of Uttar Pradesh are going to be key to your 2024 campaign. वो इसको मुद्दे को हवा देना चाहते हैं उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर. इसीलिए खुद योगी जी बीच में.
First of all, Yogi Adityanath is a proud Hindu. Second thing, he's the chief minister of the state. He understands the importance of the, just a minute, he understands the importance of the situation of what the Gyanvapi can lead to. He doesn't want to hurt the sentiments of even Hindu or Muslim. He has to maintain a law and order balance in the state. For that, he just proposed a peaceful solution that Muslim community should come and they should place a solution and that it is a historical mistake. He clearly said, how can you have a Trishul in masjid? Can they answer it? Nobody answers that. How can you have a Trishul in masjid? Secondly, according to Islamic law, if there is a scripture of any deities, any kind of deities in a masjid, you cannot perform
So his intention is not political, it is law and order, you are saying.
It's law and order, and plus his commitment towards the ideology of Hinduism that he wants to get the temple done. He wants to
But why
maintain the law
now
and
in
order.
2023?
When the Gyanvapi is happening now, then when he will do? 2029. He has to do it now.
Commitment to maintain law and order.
Precisely.
Okay, let Prashant Tanuja speak, please. Yes.
When it's happening, he's saying कि ज्ञानव्यापी अभी हो रहा है. When it's happening,
अरे सर्वे नहीं हो रहा है.
Survey will not be.
Prashant, the commitment to the law and order is the transfer of Prabhakar Chaudhary, whose father has said, I've worked for the BJP for 40 years, I will not
What Yogi Adityanath
the man
did to-
who should be given the president medal, the public honor, he is transferred because he did not let the riot happen. That's the commitment to the law and order.
Just for the benefit of our viewers, Prashant Chaudhary is a police officer who was transferred because
Bareilly
he
assistant.
cracked down on a few Kavariyas who were creating a ruckus. He eventually was transferred. That is what Ashutosh is talking about. But how is that connected to the Mandir? Answer what Ajay Alok is saying, that the chief minister's response was because of a purely intent driven from keeping harmony in the case. Why? Because also remember that the Anjuman Intizamiya, while opposing the survey, what did they say? There will be consequences across the country if this survey is allowed to happen. Now, naturally, as a chief minister, somebody will think consequences does sound sinister. He said, let there not be any consequences, let there not be any conflict, please come up with a solution. My question to you, however, is the idea of a caste census the opposition's way of combating the Mandir push by the BJP? They are consolidating the Hindus. The opposition is trying to ensure that that Hindu vote doesn't consolidate. It is split along caste lines.
They are not consolidating, they are polarizing it. It's a very difference between consolidation and polarization, where caste census talks about inclusive development of the Indians who are citizens of this nation, whom they don't want to serve justice. When you talk about caste census, they compare it with the Muslim League. And it's a very derogatory thing what Sangeet...
I said that
it was shameful.
There are more than 5,000 castes
Sir,
in this
let him
country and
finish. I will
subcastes.
give you time
Are you
to
going to transfer the benefit on the basis of their proportion? Are you going to create
I will
parties
give
on
you
the
time
basis
to
of the
rebut. I will
caste?
give you time to rebut.
Are you not
Please answer
going
the
to
question.
fall in the trap of those people outside the forces who are trying to divide?
How many vice chancellors are OBC today? How many vice chancellors? How many police commissioners in Uttar Pradesh are Dalit? How many SPs are Dalit? Come on, जिसकी जितनी संख्या बारी उसकी उतने हिस्सेदारी हम लेकर रहे हैं.
Let me answer.
let him answer.
If the constitution does not describe that 5,000 caste, it describes the SC, ST, OBC.
Exactly.
So the proportion will be. Listen, Sangeet ji, आप senior है थोड़ा.
Professor
बोलने
Raghu, let
दीजिए
him
ना.
finish, please.
It will be decided according to the SC, ST, OBC, and I'm talking about include the LGBT also in within that review. Everyone who is oppressed by the law or by the society, whatever happened thousands years ago. But the problem is, if they don't agree with the caste census, why Narendra Modi ji put in all the posters in Delhi that we have 27 OBC minister, we have 13 SC minister, we have Phalana this, we are doing Pasmanda this. Why they are doing that if they don't agree with it?
Can I give you a
If
fundamental
Modi is a Muslim, Modi ji has a Muslim League ideology.
Can I answer?
According to your
Can I
reason,
answer your
Modi ji
question?
So
belongs
you
to
are
the
saying that caste census is not about
It's
saying कि
it's
bhai,
not
you should be
divisive.
divided along.
It's not divisive.
It's about social
It talks
justice.
about if a person in a society is a very developed, is a very affluent, having a lot of economical resources, if a person in the same society is dying in a gutter, that cannot be an ideal
So then
Hindu
let
society.
me ask you this. If you are saying that the timing of the Mandir issue is coincidental and time for elections, why is the caste census being timed to elections? Why is Rahul Gandhi going in every election rally and talking about caste census?
The Mandal Commission, your Ram Janmabhoomi Andolan was...
I'm asking
No,
about
I'm
timing.
telling you.
Why is the Congress picking it up
No,
now?
no, not picking up right now.
They are.
No, no.
It's an old They have done a caste census in Karnataka, whose report they never
No, no,
disclosed.
it's an old demand. I'm not from Congress. I'm not going to answer
But the
you for
Congress
the
have
Congress.
already done a caste census in Karnataka, which they never made the report public. Now, around elections, you are talking about caste census.
Can I answer?
Yes.
See, BJP is committing the same blunder which the Congress did.
Please don't speak
On the Mandal, on the Mandal issue, the Mandal Commission was submitted its report long back. The Congress government, in its arrogance, did not implement that. And when Vishwanath Pratap Singh implemented, the Congress was routed out in North India. If they don't agree to the caste census and the caste OBCs and Dalit empowerment, I can tell you in another 10 years' time, they will face the same fate. Because it is not the temple issue which is done to the Congress.
So that should make you happy, no?
It is the OBC politics, it is the Mandal politics, it is the Dalit politics,
So
because
you're saying
everybody
that Mandal is being propped up to take on the Mandal.
Padmaja, last word. And I have a problem. Because whenever you talk about Mandal politics, they always derogate it with such words.
Muslim League. And I strongly object to it.
That's
When I
nonsense.
Let Professor Ragi respond to that, then Ajay Alok.
Only the casteism only exists in the OBCs and the Dalits. Casteism doesn't exist among the upper caste.
Let him-
I just want to make
Padmaja,
Chief Minister ji also should tell about the cutoff date of your restoring your old civilization. That cutoff date, because I have one case in the Salem last year. There was a Thalapati Muni Appan. There was a temple in Salem district, which was a temple of Hindu temple. A Madras High Court ordered it is a Buddhist statue. So you should also decide the cutoff dates when you're going to restore it.
Okay,
So I'm not going in the debate. I don't want the Mandir Masjid debate. We want economical development. We want employment.
Okay,
Give us employment. Every Hindu will build a Mandir in their backyard.
Okay, final word, Mandal versus Kamandal. Yes.
Look, Padmaja, I now remember the last speech of Dr. Ambedkar in the Constituent Assembly. The way caste parties are emerging, as a political scientist now I am talking, not as a, BJP, pro-BJP. And please, what is happening today, the caste constituencies, the Indian politics was limited to the caste constituency. Now caste parties are emerging. You will be finding that there are localities where, 5 or 6.
No, please, no heckling, please.
No, he said that's Ambedkar's speech on caste parties.
Please do not heckle.
There's no such speech.
Can I answer?
Please,
No, but there is no such speech.
Please do
You
not
cannot.
heckle.
One second.
Please.
You cannot say on national TV, Ambedkar said a speech against caste parties when he's not made a speech and then you rebut it. It's not
the problem.
Ambedkar.
This is the
Ambedkar
Now
fought
let him
for caste
respond.
justice his entire life.
Let him
If I'm
respond.
wrong,
Yes.
please lynch me on TV. Did he not fight for
Nobody
caste
needs to be
justice?
lynched. Let him respond.
What are you
Yes.
talking? That Ambedkar spoke against caste parties?
Please, Tehseen.
When? Give me
Respond.
the date. Give me the date on that speech.
Please respond.
If they respect
Give me the
Ambedkar,
date on that
Please do
speech.
not
if they respect
heckle.
Ambedkar,
Respond, sir.
they oppose Hindu Rashtra. If they support Ambedkar,
can
you
I
oppose Hindu
answer?
Rashtra.
Give me the date.
No, this is not. Please, let's not
don't
heckle.
do it.
Finish.
What
that.
Ambedkar
Yes.
says about Hindu Rashtra.
What he is saying that we got freedom. Why India got defeated by the outsiders? Because we were not united. And he is starting being Muhammad bin Qasim up to, when, the Marathas were fighting, then the Sikhs were not with them. So he was talking about the divided Hindu. He then is
Also tell
moving
who
away.
divided.
Please,
Who divided?
don't misbehave.
please, because
Don't misbehave. Then he's saying that tomorrow there will be political parties. These political parties will be talking only about their political interest, and they will be subserving their political interest. The national interest will be sidelined. So क्या हम दोबारा कहीं गुलाम तो नहीं
But
बन
if there
जाएंगे?
can be a Hindutva party,
This is the mindset of the Congress party, dividing
because
dividing.
What?
Do you know about the
Okay.
caste?
I have a
Have you read any
question.
book?
I have a
Have you read any book?
I got exposed.
You cannot just behaving like
You started
reading
your
your
Padmaja,
WhatsApp.
please.
Professor
do not allow
Ragi,
me.
Professor Ragi, if we can have Hindutva parties, why can't we have caste parties?
There is nothing like Hindutva party. Tell me which is Hindutva party?
But doesn't the
Can you
BJP
give me
say
a
it is a
name of-
party of Hindus?
No. BJP is a party of
never
Hindu.
said that.
BJP is a
BJP
party
never
of
said it's
Hindu.
a
BJP is not a party of Hindus.
BJP is party for everyone, for every Indian. BJP never says it's a party of Hindus.
I think it's a good joke.
BJP says that we believe in Hindutva, and Hindutva is present in everyone. It is present in Tehseen Poonawalla also.
Fair
Hindutva
enough.
is there within you.
Poonawalla, you are a lawyer.
Then answer the
I was-
question.
Don't behave like
Answer the question
pamphlets
that Ashutosh
leader.
raised. If the BJP is a party for everyone, not just Hindus, he is asking, why don't you also make mosques? Make your mandir, but make mosques also.
Does BJP make no? Does BJP make Mandir? It was the resolve of the sons and the Hindu Samaj. It was not the resolve of the BJP. I'm telling you. And reclaiming 40,000 temples which were destroyed by the invaders
You're
is the
taking away
resolve
that
of the
whole
Hindus.
plank. You are saying BJP is not doing it. Sangh is doing it. You're taking away
I'm
their
saying
plank.
Hindus are doing it. Sangh is with them, BJP is them, with theirs.
So
but it is a resolve of the Hindu community. It is the resolve of the Hindu sons.
And Hindus means minus Dalit, minus OBC.
No. You are sorry. I'm sorry. This design will not succeed.
If inequality continues in
This
country,
design will not
this
succeed,
means
Ashutosh. This design will not succeed.
You guys are continuously quoting Baba Sahib. Go and read Annihilation of
every
Caste.
time-
Then you will understand about caste system.
Every time-
Go and read its Annihilation of Caste.
You were fake quoting Baba Sahib.
Padma, last 10 seconds. Only last 10 seconds. Every time you will find a BJP spokesperson running down Mulayam Singh Yadav, Lalu Prasad Yadav, and Mayawati and Kanshi Rao.
Correct.
Running down.
Whoa.
Why? Ask them.
Why? They are epitome of corruption and family politics. They are no OBC. Forget you going on OBC.
That is it.
सबसे बड़ा सामंती है ये लोग.
Sir, going by
Lalu
the same
Prasad is the
logic,
richest man in
you will
Bihar, and the
always
same with
find-
Mulayam
you
Singh
will always
Yadav.
find Samajwadi Party and the BSP running down Kalyan Singh. It's not like they said Kalyan Singh was the greatest.
This is the
ever chief
mindset I'm
minister.
telling you. This is the
They
mindset.
said
When
that he
I spoke
allowed for
about
the
this,
delegation.
there is-
No,
there is
I don't
n
think
number of
anyway.
corrupt
This is
people in
not
this
about the
country, but
caste of the
they'll pick only
leaders.
three.
This is not about the caste of the leaders.
संख्या भारी.
हिस्सेदारी
All right.
होनी चाहिए.
I'm going to give the final word to Dr. Ajay Alok. If you are saying that this is an article of faith for you, and this is not about election politics, etc., you are assuring that there is not going to be any mention of Mandir, of Gyanvapi, of Mathura, of Ayodhya in the election campaign when it starts for 2024? Because I remember Yogi Adityanath, when he was in Karnataka, he said कि हम राम मंदिर बनवा रहे हैं. मैं यूपी से आया हूं, अयोध्या में हमारा राम मंदिर बन रहा है, कर्नाटका के लोग को वहां आना चाहिए.
In every election plank or election campaigning, every BJP leader will start with Jai Shri Ram. This is my answer. If anybody has a problem with that, keep your problem with you. We are not bothered.
And योगी जी ने ये भी कहा था केरल वाले आके यूपी में देखो यहाँ पे हेल्थ स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. This is a national debate. You can make sure that this is going to continue until 2024 and hopefully after that as well. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me.